Now, that's a good question by Colin Phillips, who has not sent a super chat. Super chats are available if you wish to send one. Thoughts on what if changing up the championship into a NASCAR-style playoff to make it more exciting for the championship? Obviously, late models did this in Lucas Oil. The first year they got a complete blowback, correct? But this year you didn't hear no blowback. They just changed it up a little bit, and people, I feel like, paid attention to a late model championship more than they ever had before. And that was the key, because late models had this split championship gig. If you won a championship, it wasn't like you were the best of all drivers. This is why the World 100s and marquee events kind of mattered more to win, because when you won those events, you could proclaim you beat everybody. So Lucas Oil made this championship deal, threw in a little bit more money to make it a little bit more valuable and entertaining and something to watch. I think it's worked 2 years in. I think it has succeeded in making their championship a more worthwhile view. I mean, this week, yeah, maybe Bobby Pierce could do something and win it, but more than likely he's not going to. There's nothing to watch with the World Outlaw Late Model Series this week. Or there is, but it's hard. It's a long shot. It's a Hail Mary. Obviously, we saw in the Washington game last week, you could still complete the Hail Mary. But the bigger issue is the economics on how it works. Super Late Model Racing has fan bases supporting their drivers like they're all Kyle Larsons. Super Late Model Racing puts money into super late model teams instead of renting trucks or midgets or trying to get to NASCAR. Their money is invested in the sport. Therefore, they have drivers and teams who want to race for money. And the series still have a form of control. See, in my opinion, even High Limit in themselves don't have the control that the Lucas Oil and World of Outlaw Late Model Series has. They can't implement things that they want to do, because if those teams don't like it, they will just fucking leave. They will go to another series. It don't matter how good it is. If I don't like it, I'm out. Now, they can do that in the late model world. Look, they can do that, but they're conditioned over all these years to kind of have some loyalty base. Whereas I feel like in the sprint car industry, especially with it being new with the split series in the national scene, it's somewhat of a bidding war, not just in the monetary category, but in the control category. Does that make sense? The teams and those who run it, they want that control on what's happening more so than that money for succeeding on the track, because sprint cars don't race for it enough on a consistent basis for the money to be worth it. Does that make any sense? These business guys would rather have the power more so than the money. Right. So a chase-style situation in sprint car racing, oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. I'm not getting screwed. I don't like that. It's more of an owner's decision, I think, more so than a series decision. There's not as many national teams like late model racing. I mean, what was it, like 20 with the 24, I think, started the world year with the Outlaws, and 22 or something with Lucas. It was like unbelievable. So you got like 6. Now, I know High Limit has a decent amount, but the World Outlaws don't. I mean, in comparison. So you got about 60 late model teams that at any given moment for the money can go national late model racing. And they pull over 80 cars all the time. 60, 70, 80 cars is like an average car count in these industries, guys. So there's the amount of teams to where these series can kind of do what they want, because somebody's going to join. Somebody's going to run. Whereas if you're the sprint car series, you can't just do that. You lose a team or this team, and you've lost your series. Not to mention back to the fandom. I think the fandom controls this more than anything. Because honestly, who the fucking sprint car racing draws like Kyle Larson does? Nobody, guys. When I tell you that Jonathan Davenport and Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr.'s and Chris Maddens and hell, even Tim McCready's and Earl Pearson Jr.'s when he runs, or All these guys, they got like 10 guys. Brandon over we could pile. I'm leaving some out. There's local guys. There are local guys in late models who can pull more drivers or more fans out there than a Brent Marks in late models. Ricky Thornton Jr. himself will pull more fans than David Gravel, Carson Macedo, and Sheldon combined. I'm just saying, guys. Jonathan Davenport pulls more than any sprint car driver. The stars of that industry pull more. The local stars, pretty damn close. And as a combination, there's nothing in sprint car racing drawing the fans like the late model industry can. Who had the record crowd of World of Eldora this year? Who broke the record? I believe it was that World 100 with the late model crowd, right? Broke the record. And that's against Kyle. Kyle Larson has been at Eldora, correct, for big events. Guys, so this is why it's so important to do what some of these mega teams do in the sprint car racing industry. If you don't do what some of these mega teams, I think there's only a few, Sean, that draw. There's maybe what? Who really draws the fans? Sheldon draws? Gravel? Is Gravel really he's becoming that draw over the last 4 years, but I would say Donnie probably draws still. There's a lot of Donnie. I'm just saying, but who really draws? I've been told Brad Sweet don't draw fans. I was at Silver Dollar Chico this year. Wednesday night when Kyle Larson's there wasn't a seat to be fucking had. Thursday night, it was half empty. That don't happen in the late model industry, guys. So you have to do. The Sprint Car Series can't do this championship and let's mix it up and change the format. I believe this is a big reason, a huge reason, as to why that format don't change up too much. Because it's catering to the few names and teams that will actually draw fans to the fucking racetrack.
There's few people in here saying
Rico, okay, there you go. You got one. But they ain't drawing like is Rico drawing like the late model guy? Rico was at the Gold Cup. He's a high limit driver. Rico couldn't pull 5,000 fans on his qualifying night. 4,000. I don't even think they can hold 5,000 there. I would say, guesstimation, I would guess when that place is jam smack full, 4,000 maybe. That's a high number, I think. I'm just saying. You go to some BFE late model track and you tell me that Bobby Pierce is going to be there? They're slamming the fucking house full. 10,000. How many can you see?
This is how we do.